Hey friends, this is Tim here at the Rubber Duck Recruiter. Today's video is a video for folks that went through a coding boot camp and had a bad time. Now, this video was inspired by a subscriber comment asking how they should get started in their job search if the boot camp really didn't go the way that you planned. I personally went through a coding boot camp about 5 years ago, and it was a difficult experience. I discovered that during the boot camp, I was neither good at nor passionate about coding whatsoever. And I remember afterward being confused and in debt and uncertain about what the future held. But alas, there is some hope, because though I didn't become a software engineer like the original plan was, I did use my coding boot camp experience as a springboard for where I am today. And I really like where I am today. So I'm now of the opinion that coding boot camps are extremely versatile experiences that, when leveraged creatively, can make a lot of different career paths available to you. So let's take a look at what some of those career paths could be. Number one, you could be a technical recruiter like me. As the tech industry grows, technical recruiters are growing as well, at least demand for them. But technical recruiting is still niche. It's still niche because there's not a whole lot of technical folks out there, and that's where your boot camp comes in. Do you know what the difference between a full stack and a back-end developer is? If you answered yes, then cool, most people don't. Do you know the difference between Java and JavaScript? Again, if you answered yes, then most people don't. How about the difference between an iOS developer and a web application developer? Again, most people don't know the difference. If somebody mentions the cloud and you don't immediately look up at the sky, then you're probably ahead in the technical game. Now, some of the perks of being a technical recruiter are the possibility of full-time remote work, especially now, inflated salaries, high marketability, and job security for the foreseeable future. Now, I can honestly say that without my bootcamp experience, I would have never ever gotten into tech recruiting, because honestly, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know it existed. Next, let's talk about sales and marketing. Now, the heart and soul of a company is their sales and marketing team. Without it, the company stagnates, atrophies, and dies. Now, the high-paying, beer pong-playing tech companies of yore are in severe shortage of competent technical folks that understand how to sell and market their products. Now, again, this is where, coming out of a boot camp, you're going to have an edge, because during the boot camp, you're going to get exposed to words like features and products and end user solutions and stuff like that. Now, business development, partner management, technical sales, all of these roles benefit from knowing the tech jargon of today and leveraging that understanding to connect with people and expand a consumer base. Another option for you could be a freelance developer. If coding for you was about as fun as being poked in the eye with a red hot stick, that doesn't necessarily mean that your dreams have to die as well. Now, many developers make good money building up a clientele using these kind of drag and drop template creating websites. I'm talking about websites like WordPress or Squarespace or Wix. All of these website builders, when you master their learning curve, can be extremely monetarily lucrative. Now, your bootcamp is likely given you the lay of the land for a lot of these web and mobile apps, and also taught you basic programming skills. Now, when you pair these skills with the already powerful system in place, you can go a really long way in customizing them. Another possibility for you could be a project manager. At any given moment within a really big tech company, there is some product or feature that is on a tight deadline to be ready for an end user. Now, in order for these deadlines to be hit, colleagues with different skills need to work together efficiently and productively. A software engineer needs to get some kind of mock-up from the UX designer, and the UX designer needs it to be approved by a business analyst, and so on and so forth. There's all of these moving parts. So that's where a project manager comes in. They make sure that everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing and is in lockstep with one another, so the product can hit the deadline. Now, your bootcamp gave you a cursory understanding of of how software is planned, how software is engineered, and how software is released. And therefore, it's also inadvertently prepared you to manage a project. The last thing that I'll mention is a database developer. Getting really good at some kind of querying language like SQL or SQL, however you want to say it. This opens up a lot of different career paths for you. Since your bootcamp taught you these basic programmatic skills, this could be a great next step to improve upon them. The learning curve for this type of work is slightly less steep than it would be for like a software engineering generalist. The pay is great and the career trajectory is absolutely awesome. So for the sake of time, I'm going to stop there, but the point here is that there are many ways to use the skills that you developed in your bootcamp. I encourage you to think about the type of work that you enjoy the most, whether that's working with people or being by yourself or working remotely, whatever it is, and try and pair that with something in the tech field. The last thing that I'll say that I would be remiss if I didn't mention is that everybody has to serve jail time. All of the jobs that I listed are going to require this period of jail time, and what I mean by that is that there's a part of everybody's career where they're just getting started, where they have to get good at the least glamorous parts of the job, and where it just kind of sucks. And if you look at my LinkedIn, you'll see that I served my jail time in recruiting at a small agency, and that job was without a doubt the most informative and also the most frustrating professional experience of my career thus far. So whatever it is that you're choosing is going to come with the initial resistance of new learning. So just be prepared for that and try to enjoy and have fun being a beginner. Remember, regardless of what you're doing, it's going to be fine. You can always change your mind. You can always try something new. And the worst thing you did for yourself is give yourself some more technical skills.